Alright guys, and here's our news. SWFT cannot copy the XRP ledger. Now, imagine a world where the multi-trillion-dollar highway of global banking realizes it can no longer keep up with modern speed. For years, financial giants have tried to build their own fast lanes, but what if they legally can't replace the best system on the block? A major revelation has hit the global finance community, and it completely alters how we view the battle between legacy banking and decentralized ledger tech. Documents recently surfaced on X by crypto researcher Smoke right here suggest that the global payment giant SWIFT is hitting a concrete wall. According to these findings, SWIFT cannot simply replicate or clone the core efficiency of the XRP ledger. The reason isn't just the code, it's a massive web of legally binding intellectual property. So in this video, we are breaking down this structural barrier to explain why imitation is legally impossible and why direct integration might be the only path left on the table. So, what did the leak research reveal about Ripple's intellectual property? To understand the core of this discussion, we have to look directly at the evidence presented here on X by the prominent market analyst Smoke. This analyst spotlighted specific excerpts from an academic paper focused on fintech intellectual property. The documents explicitly use Ripple's blockchain network as a prime case study, describing RippleNet as a patented blockchain-based system designed to settle international transactions faster and more cost-effectively than legacy mechanism. The crucial takeaway here is that these patents grant Ripple exclusive authority over its specific transaction architecture. This legally prevents rivals from utilizing or developing comparable blockchain software without direct authorization. Now, here's my opinion. I see this as a massive strategic chess move. While critics often claim that anyone can copy open source code to build a blockchain, they overlook the proprietary payment corridors, APIs, and legal designs surrounding RippleNet. Ripple didn't just build a fast ledger, they built a patented regulatory fortress around how institutions access that ledger. Now, why can't SWIFT just build a carbon copy of the XRP ledger? The legacy SWIFT network has long been criticized for its last mile inefficiencies, taking days to settle transactions through complex web of intermediary banks. While the native asset XRP can settle payments in 3 to 5 seconds, SWIFT remains tethered to messaging rather than instant value transfer. According to the analysis shared by Smoke, the patents protect the very mechanism that allows this real-time, low-cost settlement framework to function without friction. If SWIFT tried to build an identical end-to-end blockchain system to mimic these exact settlement speeds and cost efficiencies, they would instantly run into severe intellectual property violations. This structural barrier effectively blocks them from cloning the technology. Now, here's my opinion. My perspective is that this changes the entire narrative of coexistence. Legacy networks are realizing that building a real-time settlement engine from scratch is a legal and technical minefield. SWIFT cannot simply replicate the engine, meaning they must either remain slow or connect directly to the existing high-speed infrastructure. Now, is integration the only viable path forward for legacy systems? This is where the second document shared by the analyst gets highly interesting. The text detailed the future of global financial infrastructure, noting that messaging standards like the one SWIFT uses can actually be integrated into Ripple's ecosystem. Rather than SWIFT building a competing blockchain, the natural progression points toward legacy messaging networks bridging into Ripple's settlement rails. In this setup, regulatory bodies would continue to set global financial standards, but the underlying execution would run on the patented, highly efficient rails of the XRP ledger. Now, here is my opinion. This is the most logical outcome for the financial sector. SWIFT handles messaging beautifully. They connect over 11,000 financial institutions worldwide. But messaging is not settlement. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, legacy infrastructure will likely be forced to plug into the XRPL as the actual settlement layer to remain competitive. Now, how does the broader financial community view this claim? Naturally, a claim this significant has sparked intense debate. The different perspectives have emerged from other market participants on X. One commenter using the alias Lord right here pushed back on the idea of SWIFT adopting the XRP ledger directly. This user pointed out that banks, not SWIFT itself, will ultimately dictate which payment rails they use. In this view, the future of finance is completely interoperable, depending on open, shared standards that allow multiple networks and blockchains to communicate seamlessly. Another prominent voice, Ledger Legend, right here. Ledger Legend added crucial nuance by reminding the community that while Ripple owns proprietary patents over specific payment implications, the XRP ledger itself is open source. This means other developers are free to build networks with similar underlying capabilities, though they must tread carefully to avoid copying Ripple's patented end-to-end commercial designs. Now, here's my opinion. I believe both counter-arguments hold merit, but they don't diminish the main point. Even if the underlying ledger is open source, the commercial, bank-ready software, the actual turnkey solution that institutions need to safely move billions of dollars, is heavily guarded by Ripple's patents and trade secrets. And finally, here's our overall conclusion. The debate ignited by the analyst smoke right here highlights a fundamental truth about the evolving cross-border payment space. Technology is only half the battle. The other half is legal protection. While SWIFT and other legacy networks are actively exploring their own blockchain pilots and interoperability models, cloning the exact, streamlined end-to-end efficiency of Ripple's ecosystem is a legal impossibility due to robust patent protections. Ultimately, we are not looking at a winner-take-all replacement scenario. Instead, we are looking at a future where legacy networks will likely have to integrate with Ripple's patented technology to bridge the gap between old-world messaging and new-world instant settlement. Alright, and this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one, where you might just as well check this next recommended video right here.